Everybody, we looked at the what? Checklist. Yeah. So the first estimate we did was anecdotal. So we finished that one. And we did checklist. And we want to wrap up that one. And then look at the last. The very last. The very last one. Today. So when your school is opening? So you have about maybe 3 weeks. Right. Yeah. So we're saying the checklist is basically a document that you prepare in form of a list of characteristics of behaviors and events or actions in which the observer checks off by putting a tick against the statement. So the number of ticks is compared with the total number of items. That is another important aspect of the checklist. The number of ticks is compared with the total number of items to show whether the performance is high or low. So sometimes you can you want to check whether the activity or the behavior that you are trying to observe in terms of its frequency, to what extent is the activity or the behavior being demonstrated. So the number of times that the behavior is being observed, it will tell whether that behavior has got a high frequency or a low frequency. So checklists are used to measure people's cognitive, affective, psychomotor behaviors, as well as teacher activities and behaviors. is intended to expose the observer to some identification skills. The checklist is intended to expose the observer to some identification skills based on the symptoms and characteristics associated with the targeted behavior. The checklist is intended to expose the observer to some identification skills based on symptoms and characteristics associated with the targeted behavior. So the observer can be a teacher, can be parent, can be, like in your case, pre-service teacher. Right? And the intention is to check whether the expected behaviors are being showcased by the target. Your intention is to check whether the expected or intended behaviors are being demonstrated, are being showcased by the target group. So if you are a teacher, it means when you are ready for observation, happy that you could join us before we finish this semester. Okay, so I'm talking about a checklist as a tool for carrying out observations. The children and teachers in schools. Alright, so I'm saying, if you are in your case, you are going to a school, and as you are going, it means number one, you have to know your target group. Whom are you going there to observe? Whom are you targeting? Because you find many people there. It's a school, isn't it? You find many people. Obviously, you find learners, students, children. But according to preschool programs, children that go to a preschool program are of different ages. And the program, the preschool program, is organized differently from one preschool to another, isn't it? So, be sure, be certain of what sort of a preschool program you have targeted. What's the system? What is the system? Obviously, we use the term preschool in general. But when you go to a preschool, you find that others will begin or will include in the system children as young as 6 months or 1 year. They will call it a daycare, they will call it a play class, isn't it? They will include children who are maybe 3 years old. Some will call it a pre-nursery class, others will call it a toddler class. And then you have the typical preschool or nursery program, which enroll children who are 3 years plus, up to children who are 5 years plus. And even a preschool which is targeting children who are 3 to 5 years plus, others will put them together in one class, others will split them into 3 classes. Are you following? So you have one class, maybe typical nursery, for children who are 3 years or 2.5 going into 3, and 3 plus, 3 years plus. Then you have maybe upper nursery 1 for children who are 4 years old, and then upper nursery 2 for those who are 5 years. Others call it a reception. Or others will call it reception 1, reception 2, so depending on how they are organizing it. You have to be aware and be certain that where I am going, I'm going to find the children of this age group, and I'm targeting these children in this class. So know your target group. Know your target group.
That means you're not going to set the road. For example, children from 3 to 5, that will be separated in different classes. That will be the case of this all of them. Will select that I will deal with these ones. Maybe from 3 to 4 is in one class, 3 plus 5 are also in one class. Then I'll just select the group and deal with these ones.
According to this program or course, the target group is for children who are 3 years to 5 years plus. Provided you observe the children who are within this age group, it is okay. It doesn't matter which class they are, provided the children are within that age cohort. How the school organizes it makes no difference, because sometimes the arrangement is just maybe for efficiency purposes. Because if you look at our children, of course, the typical organization is supposed to split these children into different classes. That is the standard. Azala dada kind class, azala boa kind class, and azala type kind class. Or what has been done? Azala stand there azala form kind, and maybe azala five kind class. Because they did all that muscle, they didn't prepare for standard 1. So you find such. But where let's say there's no problem. There's no problem. What we are interested in is for you to observe a lesson or lessons that are being offered to these children. And when you are there, you are interested to see how the teacher is preparing for the teaching, and how the teacher is actually conducting the teaching. On the other hand, you are also looking at how the children are being taught and what they are doing during the teaching and training process. And then, how is the performance like? Because you also judge the way the teachers are teaching through how the children are performing. And I say performance is not only looking at the content now, the subjects, academic subjects. kuti aphunzitsa machines kapena makala, ndiye the children are able to recognize these colors, mention them, differentiate them, you know, kapena sorting the shapes or sorting the colors. We're not only looking at that performance, but we're also looking at social, emotional skills, dimensions performance. Because the school program my skills both ankarasi as well as academic, and academic, right? So that is what I was going to do, mention as the second thing. The first thing, you know who you are targeting, right? So you are targeting those children, but also you are targeting the teachers who are teaching those children. Number two, what you are going to say. Apart from whom your target group you are targeting, what is also important. What you are going to observe. You also have to be very, very clear. And that is why a checklist has to be prepared in advance. You will not prepare a checklist once you are already at the school. Then there are a lot of things that you are not going to do because you are doing it on short, what do you call it? Short time. Then you'll be in a hurry, you just indicate a few things. But if you prepare it in advance, you will be very organized. So first of all, you look at the teacher. What is it that I'm expected to observe from the teachers? So I've already mentioned, you prepare or you expect to see the preparation. In other words, the lesson plan. Preschool and I make sure will be activity plan. Especially the government, the schools, the CPCC, and also the CCD professionals in they call them activity plan. So it's the same lesson plan, you know. If you don't know, let me know. Do that one. Because you can't graduate. Yeah. But this one is an education degree you're doing. But for children in the early childhood. Okay? So you have to expect a teacher to show some form of preparation in terms of the activity plan or the lesson plan. Why do we call it an activity plan? We call it activity plan because we believe the children learn best when they are engaged in activities. Isn't it? Because our teaching strategies, techniques, generally is called play test. So they will play when they are given activities. So that's why it's called an activity plan. But you will see within the activity plan that there are lessons. But these lessons have to be full of activities, though they are academic lessons. Which means other activities as well, apart from the lessons, are also important. So you expect the teacher to plan for the rest of the activities. So there are five most important activities that should happen or should be planned for within the week in a preschool program to facilitate learning and development of the children in a preschool. There are five most important activities. So let me list them. Take note of them. Number one, large group activities. large group activities. And these large group activities, okay, put it as group activities. Put it as group activities as the main heading. And then these group activities are subdivided into large group and small group activities. I'm sure that makes sense now. Large group and small group activities. In other words, there has to be time where children are doing certain activities as a group. It can be a large group or a smaller group. Clear? Fine. We will expound on that one later on in the subsequent lesson. I think next week from next week almost. Yeah. So group activities. Number 2, free time activities. Free time activities. Sometimes that one is known as free play. Free play activities. And that too is divided into two types. We've got indoor free time activities and outdoor free time activities. Indoor activities, free time activities, and outdoor free time activities, or free play activities, right? And then there's another one called, or is called, routine time. Routine time.
That's number 3.
That's number 3. That's number 3. Routine time activities. Or routine activities time. Number 4, transition activities time. Transition activities time. So the teacher should be able to plan for activities in line with those. So group time, like I said, is when children are put together in order to go through certain activities together. It can be an actual lesson where the teacher is teaching them, or some other activities. So an example of a large group activity is the circle time or the morning ring. An example of a large group activity time is a circle time or morning ring. second time of morning rain. You are becoming expert now in ECT. And interestingly, you know, some nursery school teachers, they only do these things, but they don't know what they are doing. You know, I've met some preschool teachers that are very good. They know all these things. They do them, but they don't know what they are, what they mean, and the purpose of doing it. And as a result, sometimes they don't do them in the right way. So the morning ring or the morning say, when I see the names are different, it means the children have to be in a circle, not in line with the way we do primary. You get the idea? Yeah. You want them to be in a sense, because you want them to face each other. You want them to also feel that they are a team. You want them to know that they are together. Because when you are in a circle, you are sitting next to each other, you are facing each other. And you are not like, you cannot stab your friend at the back. Because we are all facing each other. So the morning ring and the morning circle, the intention is to make sure that the children develop teamwork, do things together, and the intention is also to start the day together. That is why the morning circle is done in the morning. Whether they check a morning circle or morning ring. And I'm going to show the second time. Also, I am the assembly. The assembly is example and example primary. So don't want the children to begin to feel like they are already in primary school. No. In primary school, they will not play as much, but we still want them to feel that they are in the school so that they can do things that. Yeah. So that's an example. So the teacher, in his or her planning, should include activities which will happen during the morning. Okay? Could be the introduction of the weather of that particular day. It's Monday. The weather for Monday. The letter for that particular week is introducing. The color, like I said, in preschools, the curriculum mostly follows the themes. So if it's a theme of weather, it means the teachers have to include activities to do with weather, maybe letters to do with weather, like interview, you introduce the letter interview, right? The color, it means they will be dealing with the rainbow, because the rainbow is associated with sun and the rains, and then there will also be a color for that particular week, and it will be introduced in the morning. So just make sure that the children remember that they are doing that, and whatever they are going to do during the day, they will connect with that. It is also a time where the teachers introduce the rules, the regulations, how the children should behave. So if you want to tell them about sharing, cooperating, not fighting, listening to the teacher, doing the activities, it's done this time. So teachers should be able to prepare this. I think your assignment, you have to prepare an activity plan. That will make me know whether what I'm saying you are here.
So
Yes.
when developing or preparing lesson plans, do you follow the same structure for preparing lesson plans for a primary school?
Almost. The principle is the same. But they are slightly different, because this one you are dealing with activities. But the structure and the framework is still the same, because it talks about the lesson. But this one is beyond just the lesson. You are also including other things. You see the difference. Whilst your primary is not about that lesson. Lesson, you have 5 skills. You have to such as topic, title, teach activity, learn activity. Introduction, then examples of body, and then development, I will do first 5 minutes, I will do this, and the students will be doing this. In the next 10 minutes, I do ABC, students will. So that's just for the lesson. But for an activity plan, you are saying during morning itself, what am I going to do as a teacher? I'll put them in a table, we'll sing a song, we'll do a song on jump, jump, jump. And then the learners will do an ABC. Okay? After morning table, transition. Then I'll give the transition, right? So during transition, I'm going to let the learners do ABC or a game. That game will make them go into class. After they reach into class, I'll do ABC. So I'll give you an example of that. So one large group time, that's what you do. Maybe another example of large group time is also when you have a visitor or a guest. For example, if you invite a dentist or a medical doctor, you are teaching about professionals. You invite a dentist or a medical doctor, you group the children together so that the guest can address and communicate to the learners. That will also be a good time. Another good time would be maybe when you have organized a tour or a visit to the mall or a visit to the farm. That one is also a good time. The students will be together. You also have to plan what is going to happen. Because if you don't plan, and you have no idea, or just that in your mind, sometimes you might forget. So you do the planning in order to guide the activity. Small group times, examples of small group times. Number one, indoor free play time. Indoor free play time is an example of small group time. Indoor free play time. What is indoor free play time? This is the time where children are left to play on their own without intervention of the teacher. That's indoor free play time. The children are left to play on their own without the intervention of the teacher. So the children are mostly given the freedom to choose to play with whatever toys and materials that are there. So two things should happen. One, the classroom should be divided into play centers. Number one. Number two, the teacher should organize the materials according to the play center. The indoor free play time, for it to work, the teacher has to do those two things. One has to divide the room into play centers, and number two, the teacher has to prepare for the materials in those centers. The water from the mango tenga gas and the no gas. That's the idea. One way to choose blackboard, blackboard. The matter is mango sugar. But in a typical standard the school classroom, it has to have those centers. That center is a block center. This is a bobo, but it's my blocks. So different size, different shapes, and different types. Meaning block center. Made of a shelf, one that is a gauge. The next center, it has sand and water. Center. Or maybe just a big basin of water and maybe a basin of sand. So that's sand water center. You also demarcate. The next one will be a library or reading. You will a garbage, and then to my shop, you put in books. Okay? Then you have another center. You just divide it with some blocks, a half, so that when you stand, you are able to see. Then you put another center, which is going to be science and nature. Maybe you put in some small materials. Maybe if you can afford, you can put a thermometer or magnifying glass. You put in some plants there. Both with science and nature. You'll be doing some small experiments just to introduce learners to some science. Yeah? Then you put another center which we call it pretend play center or role play center or imagine. Yes. So you put in constraints because the many as bank of change play, role play. So you can put in different types of costumes, materials that they can play with in order to create different scenes. You can put in an ballet because they can be playing in house there. Right? They can be playing mom and dad. So put in clothes, zapato, and then you can also have another one, art corner. So art, you put in everything to do with art. It can include even craft. So painting, there will be a painting, of course. Yes, but you have to stop paint. Paint can be there, my crayons can be there, dog changing, colors will be there. My drawings is open a draw. You can put it in logo. Right? So art center. The last one could be because they're normally 8 centers. Music. What else? And movement center. So there you put in everything to do with music. Locally available musical instruments, drums, those are good. You don't need to buy expensive materials. You can ask my parents to bring them. I make the choice. Whatever. But if you got the funds, you buy. Yeah. If you are serious enough, you can also buy the musical books and be teaching them small stuff, basics of music. Okay? So free play time, indoor. Ana jama sana woji habite. Ndobe atatwa kabo pa blocks. Ena akaba art. If you have say the kids in that room, it means they have cover 4 in a tattoo, in a 5. And then if you have got more play areas, you find that children will be very excited because they will have the freedom. Right? They will have the freedom. So you as a teacher, you can have 2 assistants or 1 assistant. Or if you have 1 assistant, it means all of you can be moving about around, observing what the children are doing and providing assistance where necessary. So free time indoor. In most cases, it happens in the morning. And personally, I advise kuti example free time, kenawo morning step. The arrangement could be when they come in, Mama Ocha. Let's say you are starting a program at 8 o'clock, my class number 8 o'clock, or 20 to 8, or 25 minutes to 8. You tell the parents to be bringing the children at 8 o'clock. I mean 7 o'clock. They will, hang their bags or put them where they're supposed to put them, kind of Michelle either. Then they will go and choose where they want to stay. So between 7 o'clock to the time you are beginning your lessons, let's say 25 minutes to 8 or quarter to 8, they are playing. Whoever comes between that time simply chooses where. So the teachers, others are waiting for the parents. Let's say one teacher is waiting for the parents, bringing their children and welcoming them. Another is monitoring. So they are having free play for 45 minutes if you're starting at quarter, isn't it? That's a lot. Then after quarter to 8, then it's official time. Then you do transition. They are moving from that activity where they are doing free play, then they are going for a morning thing or a morning set. So what is transition? Transition is now the preparation of them, the children, to stop the play and to now begin to prepare for the morning set. Why is transition important? It's because you are dealing with children. They are engaged in one activity. You can't just tell them, drop everything, let's go outside for a morning set. It means you waste time. Because they are so interested and engaged, they don't want to leave. You don't want to stop. But when you do transition you might introduce an activity or a song or a game and it has to take place. Yeah. One of the transition songs that we do is Good Morning Train. I'm speaking as if I was. But I was observing what was happening. I did not do it personally. Okay. So the Good Morning Train, because you are taking them to outside for a morning step where you're going to be talking about the weather and the day. So you sing the Good Morning Train. The Good Morning Train is coming, say aha, aha. The Good Morning Train is coming, say aha. So, other than that, I must say with that, just hearing the song is interesting. Everyone jumps up